Okay, I'm all done with the setup. Move over to here. Sweet. Very sweet. Hello and good evening to all. I hope you all are doing okay. For any that are here, or that will be here. We are continuing... We're continuing the Captain model. My plans kind of got canceled last minute. I don't know, just things didn't pan out like I thought or knew. So I am here and we are going to get this guy painted up some more. And I'm just going to focus on this guy, not switch between him and the Ancient. I'd like tonight to get every part that's still like painted white. I want to get its proper color on, and I also want to get the shading, I guess. Even though I did use contrast paint and do a lot of like dry brushing here and there for stuff, I still want to add some actual like acrylic paint and make some areas that look darker, or make some areas be darker than they normally are, and all that. So that is what we're going to continue with today. I might actually have to switch to a different brush than this. This one is not the proper one for what I want to do. I still want to use a basin brush. I just need one with kind of a point. Of course, my two good ones are used up, but that is fine. Thinking and planning ahead. It also hit me last minute that I could have done a community night stream as well. I want to continue playing Dispatch. I've been playing that on my own a little bit. I haven't touched it since I left for Canada a while ago, and I've missed a lot. I've been trying not to spoil it for myself. I need to stay focused. What am I working on? I'm doing the metallics. Okay, I've got the wrong metallic. I don't need gold. I need it to be a silver. Plate. Where's my cobalt? That's done. Might use that. It's our plate. Oh, it's right there. What's up, Jake? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here, man. I hope you had a good week so far. That might be more than enough. Okay. So we're doing cobalt here. And on... I think some parts here will also do it. We do it on the sword as well. I think of just actually making that silver. No, it's gold. It's gold on the original model. We'll do gold continuing here as well. So. Try to stay focused a little bit. Cool. I don't know how metallic... Do you guys know how metallic speed paint works? I feel like it wouldn't work as well properly because it's supposed to be shiny and stuff. I feel like just with the way how metallic paints I've dealt with so far been, it doesn't make for a good speed paint, but I don't know. Haven't used it before yet either, so. Okay, noted. And I'm sure, like, the paint that, or the stuff that actually makes it all metallic-y looking settles pretty well inside a bottle. That's supposed to be, like, really thin. Or I guess the paint's supposed to be really thin, and anything that makes it metallic just settles to the bottom, so it doesn't like to do what it's actually designed to do. I don't think you need to shake it like that. It's not a thing that I would personally shake at all. as much as I thought I would turn some parts here and there gold, I am actually going to probably put a lot more of this cobalt metallic on it. I'll hold up a little bit better. Yes, this is my first proper Kit Bash character. So, as I've said like in a couple streams, I'm in a crusade at my local hobby store, and I've been using a captain with relic shield as my warlord for every battle, and he's become so well upgraded that I figured he needed his own official model for my army. I was hoping to make him into a chapter master, but I've not been able to get that many honor points yet while going through with it. I'm currently, the highest I've ever gone is 16. But yeah, he got a pretty... I gave him a antique relic weapon from the Dark Angels book, and initially I thought it was going to be a sword, like, you know, it's Dark Angel sword, all that stuff, but I kind of thought about it, and the way it's profiled, it makes more sense that it is a hammer. So this captain with a relic shield, which his shield is right here, and it does magnet to the back. He, besides shooting, he will switch between either the sword or the hammer. He will cut you down with brutal precision, or smash your door in. There is no in between. Hammer from Greytide? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna say no. In the book, it's like the Monster Slayer. Yeah, it's personally Monster Slayer of Caliban is the name of it in the book. And it's 7 attacks. I'm not gonna get into all stats. The main thing is that it's a 4-up against monster and vehicles. And I used it last Tuesday. And it took down a couple Necron... Or it took down a Necron vehicle. Some, like, walking skeleton. Not like their little skinny walker, but... Oh, I got this hammer from, I believe, Dragoon and all that. I got it off at Etsy, and the group that printed it is called, like, Dragoon Bits or something like that. They have a website. Checked out their website, and I want to get some other bits eventually. I just haven't gotten around to buying them yet. Is there anything? I don't. Yeah, there is. Cool. And then the rest will be a different metal. I knew it wasn't going to take that much. That's the hard part when you work with one model. I always end up using more paint than I initially planned on. I think I'm going to go in with this gunmetal next. Use it for the chain and some more metallic pieces. I think on the hammer. But yeah, I'm very happy with this character. I kit bashed him using the Emperor's Champion, the lower legs and the arms, and the upper torso is from Master Lazarus, is where I got the upper torso part from. So I was scared and nervous the first time putting him together because I've never really done any sort of proper kit bashing like that before. But I am really happy how it turned out, and it makes me want to do more with green stuff and more just kit bashing in general. I think I kind of want to try making my own Helldrake for a friend. I have some like extra bits from one of the Seraphon spearheads, and I bought like this weird like orc dragon a while ago, like months ago, that I was going to use for a project. Never went around to use it, so it's still in parts, so I could kind of use that to build the pieces and all that. So I think that would be fun. I used it actually today to do kind of some wiring stuff. So this librarian right here, I had some pieces coming off his hand to be like magic and stuff, but it didn't look too good after it dried. But I used it to kind of wrap around this spear here, make it seem like it's got some like warp chicanery coming off of it. So there, I'll zoom it in a bit better. I gotta remember, yeah, you guys need to see things up closer than further away. So I'm working on this guy a little bit. I'm gonna try doing some like scales and stuff on his coat, to, you know, because we're a little bit reptile themed here. trying to stay focused quite a bit on all of this because it's so small. Part that here. Plus my brush is literally splitting at the tips and I don't need it to split. I need it to stay together. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, okay. It's coming together. There. I think the last metallic I need to use is gold, and then I will switch to my other color, which I think it's just going to be like red and cloth color. Yeah, skin color. Because I tried to make purity seals, and I know these are red. I think these would look good as red. Kind of iffy about it being red. Now that I'm looking at it. Red seems like such a drastic change. Here we go. think that's coming out pretty good. Come on, you absolute... Oh, this brush. I don't want to toss it out because I know it still can be useful, but instantly I start using it and the tips are splitting. Which then makes it harder to actually paint. I think it's on me for not really cleaning the brush as soon as I should have in the past when first using this one. Okay. And now we just gotta do this. I'm excited to try and actually make this power sword look like a proper power sword. I do want to keep the letters in as much as possible. I know initially this is like meant to be a black blade and all that stuff. But I want to... I don't know. This is my chapter. I want it to be a power sword, so I'm going to try my best to give it that effect. Although, I was also tempted to go back to something I used to do, and that was make it be a flaming sword. Because I used to take the power swords and just do flame effects. Be like, that's how the power sword effect just kind of shows on my chapter's weapons. Yep, I gotta clean that brush. We're gonna drop as much of that down there as possible. And now... think that is going to be, that's going to be pretty good. Pull that up, and I think that's pretty good. It's definitely a bit unique. So I'm gonna just grab this guy. So I mean, it's not a one for one the same sword, but I got the same colors. Oh, but the blade on that one was silver. And I did a blue wash on it. You know what? Screw it. We're going to try to make it look like a flaming sword, kind of. It's going to be a lot of paint on top of that when I do that. But the cloth and stuff is what I need to do. Take a little bit of you, put you down right there. So I'm sure a lot of people already use stuff like this, but I'm using Wraithbone for the base color of the paper and all that I want to use. That gets me a basic looking paperish color. I'm not going to be too concerned with making it look exact. There we go. Has anyone here actually played Dispatch? I've talked about it a few times before. It's on my mind because it's such a good game, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think it's a really good game. And I want to do more on it so much. I will be honest, I want to make the mask that the main villain wears. I'm like, that's such a cool mask. How can I make that? I think his name's Shroud. How can I make Shroud's mask? Like, I want to see some cool cosplays of that guy. Hi, Rory. It's not perfect, but getting that paper color. Once I add, once I just kind of add the next one on top and go from there, should be fine. Yeah, I got a shield as well to do some stuff on. Sweet. Oh yeah, his shoulder. How about his shoulder? And it does go off a little bit, yeah. Cool. Now I'm going to move over to this thing. You know what? To actually do the original homage to the shield, we are going to make these skulls be skull colored. I would have loved to actually get another Relic Captain shield and put that on his back instead. I think that would have made it a lot better. Wow, I really need to do one of these, don't I? There, and then touch these a little bit more. Okay. That will be just that. Okay, next one we're going to use is Brain Matter Beige. I haven't used this one in a bit. There. That gets us that nicer... It's just the next layer of white I like to throw on. It's a little too much. I like that. I am liking that quite a bit. It's coming together. Just hit a little more there, and then... So yeah. It's not easy to see, I know, but it is another layer of white, and it definitely has more paper feel. Once I get like the soft tone wash on it, I'll really make it pop. Okay. Nice. Okay, now the last little thing, which is some actual red for the wax seal. I think I have a spot. Nice. I like that, and that's all I really need for the wax seal. I can do a little bit more, but now I'm going to move on to the long and tedious part of doing just blue. Just blue and black. So, I'm going to take some Deep Ocean Blue and kind of hit it where the shadow is. And then after that, maybe I'll mix the two together or whatnot, but I'm going to take Regal Blue, which is the blue I want my Marines to kind of be, and hit that where it is the brightest. How he is right now, this is fully like tabletop ready. This is going in through it. I'm gonna now make this be parade ready, pretty much, or just make it like be as if it was going to be in a parade or a competition. Like I want it to be at that next level for me. So that's what we're going to try, but we'll see how it goes. I really should be looking at a picture on what I decided where the shadows and stuff are going to be also while painting, but to be fully honest, it's just going to be like that. For me, I can see it, but I can see where the shadows are definitely going to be harder. Or be darker, not harder. I know me doing it this way seems kind of odd, of like, oh, you just put contrast paint on everything beforehand. Why are you now painting it like with a dark acrylic paint and all that? And to be honest, I don't know why. It's just something I did. Is it more work? Yeah, but you know, then I kind of know where my colors are going to be before that. And I think sometimes the contrast does work well, but it also can use like a little bit of help here or there. So I can make some shadows darker doing this way or whatnot. So what am I doing? That shouldn't be dark blue. It should be more darker up here. Because if I want this to be like a flame, it should go from darkest to brightest. Time for the next one. Let's see if I can get these two to actually mix together. Probably doing too much for the light, I feel, a little bit on the backside. I guess if I turn it off like this, that's how it would look. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I know I'm so quiet and not really talking too much. I'm trying to stay focused so hard on this piece. I'm also not really sure what to talk about either. I know I can just kind of talk about whatever, but sometimes it feels like I run out of things to talk about. I feel like it's a little bit lighter than what I previously put down, but once it dries, it does kind of come together. I'm really happy how this blue's still turning out on them. Wow, these lights. Does it work better for you guys? I don't know. That's not really any better. Hello, Sim. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well this evening. I am trying to get this guy painted up. Yes, for the Emperor. Trying to mess with the lighting and trying to show it a little bit better. I should get like one of those ring lights and actually put it like over so the lighting's proper and all that. But I'm trying to make these colors kind of, I don't know. I did a lot of contrasting before, and then now I'm just going over the contrast with acrylic because I want it to, I don't know, just be different colors. I want to do more work is what it turned into being. But thank you. I'm happy with it so far. I mean, I got him to the point that he can be tabletop ready, battle ready. But I want to push him to like parade ready. I wanted to get him to like art competition level is kind of what I'm working on. That paint really did just kind of dry. Put that right there. Once I could say I probably got one ever to that point. The one and only model I ever put into an actual competition for like Instagram and stuff. I know it's a lot of work and it's hours or months of my time and all that. I wanted to pretty much make it the best that I can make it, is what it boils down to. Like, I want it to be my top quality. So, funny you mention that. This model right here, which is kind of the replacement of this guy, is being replaced by this guy, and I'll explain why in a moment. So this model, wow, the lighting. This is the only one I kind of got to parade, or this is the one that I got into the art competition. I didn't score that high, but it was out of my comfort zone and doing so much. But I've been using this Captain with Relic Shield in a Crusade, and he's got a couple upgrades that I'm like at the point he needs. He pretty much needs a model to like represent what he looks like. So I kit bashed this guy together. I kit bashed. This is actually my first proper kit bash. Together. And I came out with this new Space Marine Captain with Relic Shield, which I do have. I can magnetize to his back. I have photos of it and all that, I think, on Instagram of the Shield Captain and stuff. Maybe I do, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I probably have to go check. Yeah, I was hoping to, like, make this model become the chapter master of my, like, custom Space Marines that I'm doing. But I haven't gotten enough honor points in the Crusade to actually do that. I got close this past, like, Oathsworn campaign. I got to, like, 16. And you need 25 to, like, do the chapter master thing pretty much. And I've not gone there yet. But I'm getting closer. I'm like, if I want to complete that goal, I need to keep doing a certain one, and I actually have to win a game too, and so much more. It's a hard thing to complete, and I want that to be my end goal. I don't think it's gonna be my end goal. I want to write some short stories at some point on this Crusade for my army, or at least write down some of the stuff that they've done. And I'm gonna call it the Battles of Shame, because I've just done loss after loss after loss after loss. I've completed 6 games and haven't won a single one. In general, I don't win my Warhammer games at all. But I look at it less that I'm there to win and more that I'm there to make a story and have fun. So that's how I look at it. I will get a win one day, but not today. Yeah. And initially, like, it bothered me, I will admit, but then I had to learn, like, you know, that's not the point of why I'm playing. I'm playing because I enjoy this game, and I enjoy painting up these plastic army men to go against other plastic army men at the table. So that is how I am looking at it. I will also add that this is not the colors for every single one of my Space Marines. This is only for the First Company veterans. Is this black and blue color. All the rest are this orange, blue, and green lenses. I think I see it like every stream at this point. Do you want completed, or do you want all that I have models for? Because I could give you, like, a really short list or a relatively long list. Okay, so for armies that are completed, I have 2 armies that are completed. I have 1,000 points in Custodes that are fully painted, completed, and like good for tabletop and all that. And then I have Space Marines that I have various models in completion. Like some of that are fully done and some that are like half worked on, half here. Like I got a couple 100 points sitting on the desk here that are for another crusade I want to do. Okay, let's take this blue over here. So up here. As for all the armies that I have Space Marines, Custodes, Guard, Tyranids. I could technically do Imperial Agents as long as I run mostly Space Marines or stuff like that. And then I do have like an Imperial Knight that I could throw in as well. And then I have a Spearhead for the Seraphon or Lizardmen in Age of Sigmar. So that is the list. I jumped up quite a bit in blue. I hope that's okay. And I'll be honest, I kind of have plans to do others in the future. Thank you. It's taking me a year and some months to get all those models. I have spent more money than I should have just to get into Warhammer. I realize my collection is more of like someone that has spent years playing and stuff to build it, and I'm like, I don't have self-control sometimes, so I end up buying a lot more than I probably should. I'm kind of thinking, like, should I sell some of the models I have, but at the same... Oh. Did I say Tyranids? I have Tyranids as well. I think I said Tyranids already. But they're the only Xenos army I have. And I actually am excited to start building those guys. It's either next year is going to be all Guard models that I do, or... we'll do Tyranids. I should do like a mixture of both, to be honest. And go from there with it. I'd like to at least get... That's good. I realize, like, I have plenty of models for, like, a couple years now just to do whatever I want. So I'm not too concerned, I guess, in that way. I'm gonna bring it up, try to get into some good light so that you guys can see. If you can see the color difference, awesome. If you can't, I apologize about that for my lighting and all that stuff. It is difficult to, like, I can see it pretty good, but I know it can be rubbish for everyone else. I'm actually really kind of excited how this blue has turned out. I think the blue's kind of becoming better than the original model. You know what I haven't been doing? I haven't been going down on the sword at all. I've been focusing on his cloak and stuff. I'm gonna have to redo all this blue for the cloak, or for the sword as well. Yeah. I wonder if my tea is done, like, cooling off. Oh, that's some good tea. Jeez, we jumped up in 2 subscribers. Thank you for whoever subbed. I should get notifications and stuff at some point set up here. Oh, and the shield. I'm getting so focused on doing one part, I'm forgetting all the other little parts. I was talking to the guy that's actually running the crusade a little bit, and we both got to geek out about Warhammer a little bit. He got to like recommend me a couple books and all that stuff, and he was like, oh, you could read this. I'm like, actually, I have read that one, and I started reading this one for that reason, but I didn't know where to go from there. And he's like, oh, well, then you could do this. And I'm like, okay, I will do that, thank you. So it went, I like talking with him. He's got a lot of knowledge of just Warhammer, and I love learning and talking about it as much as I can with people. I got a basic like grasp of the knowledge, I will say. I'm no savant when it comes to like my knowledge. But every day I realize that my brain is consumed with nothing but Warhammer and painting and doing other projects and stuff. Am I? Probably got like a little bit more that I could do. I'm at the point that I can just do the straight Regal Blue. I might be. Just gonna start clean, and we'll go from there. This feels good. This feels good. I'm glad to be at this point with it. I wonder if it would be a terrible idea to like throw a wash on this as well. Probably should have done the wash like at the midway point of it. Not where I'm like using the like final blue part, I guess. go. Okay. See if you guys can tell at all, but I think I got the blue kind of where I want it to be on the cloak. Wow, this... If I turn it like that, and I turn this one like that, there, you guys can kind of see it a bit better now. So, it's definitely got the blue that I want to be. Wow, on the camera, that lighting and shadow. There'll definitely be like a photo when I'm, oh, wait a minute. Is that where I need to keep the light? It actually looks better for you guys on camera. Thank you. I appreciate that. I now need to do... That was just one part. I need to do the black now. And then I could probably add another brighter color into the blue and bring that up. But actually, you know what I will do next that's still blue? I gotta do that sword. I want to make that sword look flaming. What's up, Diego? Welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a good evening and all that. Yeah, I also got to do the shield as well for the colors. There we go, we got that. Okay. Are there any colors? I don't think so. I think I gotta redo all the mixing and stuff. Okay, we got that, and then gonna mix in this Regal as well. That is so much right there. Yes, I saw that you were here yesterday. I hope you're doing well on this Friday evening. Come on, mix together okay. I think. Oh, a little bit darker. Gonna go up here and okay, that's definitely a bright color change. Oh, are you overseas there, Sim? Yeah, I'm located in the US EST time. So it is. I gotta turn one of these. I gotta turn both these down, but I'll turn it back up after. We can mix that a little bit more and actually add it, make it a little darker, and then spread that out right there. It really is, huh? I don't always get to paint during other people's streams, but it is nice to like feel like you're able to get... Some people like painting in groups, that's what I'm trying to say, and I am more than okay with people sitting here and doing that. If people want to show me their models and all that, I am open to that as well. I have a Discord that's free to join in my channel description, and people can show off their models to me there, or just in general to the community. It's not just Warhammer stuff that we do in there as well. Ah. Well, if you have a cup of tea, I will grab my tea and we can drink it together. I say I want this to be flaming, but I think it's just gonna be a very big blue gradient. I haven't done a sword in this style for a while, and I forgot how much I actually enjoyed it. I'm not good at doing the whole like power blade look. Well, thank you. I try to bring a calming vibe if I can. I know it's not always the case here, but I like having a chill spot to do my work, and I like to have a record of my progress when it comes to doing this. So that's also why I turn on the camera and just start painting. So we'll get the base gradient colors down, and then we'll go from there. I do have plans on doing more things than just Warhammer in the future. I just need to get around to actually doing it. My office isn't properly set up for the other projects that I want to do. And I don't have the equipment to pick up my computer and live stream in like a garage or something to do some of the other work projects I want to do. So this is what I'm doing until I'm able to change my setup. Because I've been thinking about it more and more, I really want to start working on the Inquisitor cosplay again. Someone that came in yesterday, I think, I called them Raz. I checked out their Instagram yesterday. They got some pretty cool costumes they've worked on. I'm like, that's some dope stuff they worked on. I don't know if they made it all themselves or any of that, but they made some pretty cool stuff. And I like that. I want to make dope stuff as well. And I want to see dope stuff get made. I think that's good there. We're going to add another layer of blue to this. I am painting a custom Space Marine chapter. Kind of one of my own creation. I will admit, this color scheme I did take from a homebrew chapter called the Seraphim of the Abyss, but I use it as my first company colors. All my other Space Marines are painted with blue and orange with green eye lenses. But first company is painted with black armor and blue cloth. With orange eye lenses, I might do green, I don't know. I haven't really tested doing green yet. And I name my chapter the Executioners of the Abyss is the name of my chapter. And they hail from... If anyone here has seen the movie Jurassic Park or like Terra Nova, or I guess the Flesh Terrors come from a dinosaur planet. My chapter come from like Jurassic Park, but on steroids. And I've also decided I'm adding monsters from Monster Hunter onto my planet as well, because I love Monster Hunter. And I like a chapter that goes out and hunts big beasts and stuff like that. Which I kind of realize now, this character is a perfect example of that of my chapter now. Because, and I'll say here, I know a few of you listened to before and you all might get a little tired of it, but this character is from a crusade I've been a part of, and he's unironically become pretty good at killing characters, and now he's good at killing vehicles and other monsters. Yeah, I have lore. I need to write it down. I got to take a day and just write down all the lore in my head. And then I want to do stories on it and all that stuff. In the Crusade, we've been using the Tyrannic War for the missions and stuff. I didn't realize there's like path, or I guess I looked at it, but it didn't intrigue me, but there's like actual like paths that you can travel to like be really good at hunting monsters or making really monstrous vehicles or stuff. And I'm like, oh, I should be doing that. I'm not doing that. So, okay. Oh, you can see the gradient now on the sword. That's such a big gradient. Okay. I can go up one other color of the blue and make it like really bright here. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make part of this white here and then brighten it up a little bit along the sides, because I want this to be kind of a flaming sword. Oh, it'd be really cool. I don't have it, or I'm not sure how to do it, but if I could get some white ink to fill in the letters of the sword so that they look like they're glowing, that would be so cool. Oh, I should figure out how to do that. Well, I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh, I realized if I was to do that, I would have taken the sword when it was white, like pure white, and then do this gradient stuff and make sure like no paint got in the... Oh, that's how I would have done it. That's how I could have done it. Oh well, it's one of those things. Okay. Sorry, I had to undo my belt and all that stuff. Trying to shake up this white the best I can. It is not... It's seen better days. It's gone all like thick and crusty in there, and I don't know. There's no way of like fixing it or changing it at this point. Okay. And get that as thin as possible. I will take a look and see what I have. Yeah, I'll take a look and see what I have in a moment. So like I said, I'm trying to make this be a flaming sword. I know most flaming swords are like red, orange, yellow, all that stuff. But the hottest color that you can get is white. But after white, you can see it be blue a little bit. And I love the color blue, if it isn't already noticeable with everything I have. But I like blue flames way more. So I like making a blue flaming sword, because it's like our swords burn hotter and brighter than any other one in the galaxy. Let's see what I have. I do have an airbrush white paint. Oh, here it is. It is... I got the matte white airbrush paint. So I can thin that down and get the effect I want. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so that's there. And I'm going to take this and mix it in with some of my blue. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I mixed a little bit of this matte white with the last light blue green I have, and I'm just going to try and bring it up the sword. I'm not trying to do a crazy gradient. Sometimes I'm hitting the edge, sometimes I'm hitting the center, and I'm trying to make it have like a flame crawling up the blade. And at some point, I'm going to take like black pretty much at the tip and do it on the edge, so it seems like where there is absolutely no flame whatsoever along the tip and stuff like that. That is at least what I'm going to try and do. It's been a few months since I've done one of these, so... Oh, you guys can see that. I'll try. And it's called Swampcraft, and it's in the channel description. So if you go to my YouTube page and you go to like the description of my channel, it's linked there. And there we go. Some parts of it we just... Sweet. I am happy with that base. Now we work the other way. Yeah. Probably shouldn't do it with a pure black. It's like a weird grayish color. It's interesting. Now we'll just, let's see how this looks. Scared like to mess something up. Okay. I don't really have to do anything with the tip. I think that's pretty good as is. Now, I did all this work on the back. Now I gotta do it with this. And if I have the light hit that side, so I gotta shut this side off. And that really should be how I look at it. It looks like the sword's glowing in the camera. Oh, that's so weird. Weird, but cool at the same time. And then if I shut Turn that on. How'd I do with lighting on this side? Yeah, I got it pretty damn close. Okay. Sorry for shutting these on and off. This just helps me. I can usually do it mind's eye a lot of times, but I like also if I have a physical reference on what I should do, then I do that. So, got it. Oh, nope, I need both on. We need lights on, not off. Checking the Discord when I should be focusing on painting and other messages and stuff like that. Okay, so I gotta darken this side pretty much. Nothing beats a good cup of tea. I don't get how people can drink coffee. I'm like not a coffee fan. Oh, I shouldn't be painting it on this. I should move over to that. So what has been everyone's most recent project that they've been working on? Whether that be a Warhammer thing or just like anything creative. I mean, for me, it's been... You clicked on the link and it didn't work? Hold on. Looks like it should work. No, it takes me straight to... Takes me straight there. So what does it say? No, it's working. Yeah, I saw like someone like just joined and all that, so I know I said to be like a link that always works and is like indefinite. But technology's weird. That's all I'll say. I'm not really that tech savvy. So. Okay, there we go. We got that half. Now we're gonna take a scoop like that and just there we go. trying to get it. I'm going to figure out what I should do for edge highlighting on this. Wow, where it's sitting right now is such a good photo on my view. At least I think it's a good photo. Jesus. I did that? I painted that? What the fuck? Sorry for my language, but like, I think I just astonished myself there. I mean, I think I could do better, but I'm still impressed. I mean, I don't, I dislike bragging or doing any sort of high compliments too much, so but bear with me for a sec. I know I've gotten better. I just haven't done anything in a while to really test that skill, and by golly, that's pretty good. Hell, we'll see how I do in 2 years' time. It's always good to, like, where I'm painting right now is where I wanted to be a year ago. It shows that, like, you gotta take time and just practice, and I'm very much a perfectionist on a lot of projects that I do. When it came to painting and stuff, I wanted to be, like, as good as as everyone else. And then I had to learn, really early on, like, you know what? You don't have to be as good as everybody else out there. You can just be as good as you are now. And what you do will, like, you'll get better over time. And that's a lesson that I had to learn. And I'm glad I learned it. Because I was at the point really early on that I wasn't happy with the hobby. And I was on the cusp of, like, not continuing it. And if I didn't learn to be okay with it, then I wouldn't have done it. So at the same time when I started posting on Instagram my projects, and I started YouTube in general, like the first videos I have on here. I have that feeling as a new painter. I'm just wasting models, but painting poorly, I know you need to work and get through, but it's still there. It's always going to be there. I kind of did a bit of a sin in the hobby. So I've heard that you should never get rid of the first models you ever paint and stuff like that. And I had them for a long time. I still have the pictures of them on what they looked like. And I recently decided, about a few months ago, I decided that I was going to completely strip the models and redo them in a color scheme that I finally decided on. Which, the first models I ever painted were actually these guys. So I painted a 3-man squad of Eliminators, which I'm still working on these guys. These are all still work in progress. Actually, these are a part of kind of a challenge I'm doing. But these Assault Intercessors and these guys are... They were some of the first ones I built and painted. I actually painted both of these using craft store paints. I didn't get anything from Citadel or like Army Painter at all. And they were done with like the cheapest brushes I could find. Thought process, hold on. I kind of lost my train of thought for a sec. I don't know where I was going to go with it. Do I wish I still hadn't painted it in my first set style? No, I'm happy I'm going to be using them as like in my current stuff. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Kind of doing a challenge. I started it a few months ago and I've been doing it on and off. Is I'm trying to paint 1,000 points of Space Marines within 20 days. I'm just over the 10-day mark. And I got everything to have most of its proper colors. There's still like a bit more that needs to be done. But now I'm in the stretch where I can start adding details and stuff. I wanted to get everything set color-wise. And the other little incentive that I kind of had for stuff is I started painting this to go against a friend of mine that I got into the hobby. He likes the Black Legion and all that. Oh, I'm gonna keep going and talking, but it was good to see you here, Sim. And so, like, I've painted his models and stuff, but I want to do a 1,000 point, like, or I want to do a crusade with him. So I kind of got all these models. No, you're fine. Can I post a link for it in chat? I don't know. I will try. Let's see if it will work in chat. That's the link. That's the invite link to the Discord. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've learned. Oh, I remember the other thing. There's so if we reach like 500 subscribers when I hit the 20-day mark, I'm gonna add a Imperial Knight to the army. I mean, we're almost halfway there. That's kind of why I've been switching to other projects and stuff and not just doing 20 days, like, all the time. Because I wanted to, like, have time to let it build up and all that stuff. And I'd say this has been an awesome community that has formed around here. I've been very happy with... I've been happy and impressed with the type of people that I've met doing this. There are some very, very talented people that have joined this community and become a part of it, and it makes me excited to keep going. That's all I need. But yeah, no, if we got to like 500 with, if we get to 500 within those 20 days, we're adding an Imperial Knight to the army. Like, I'll build it and paint it. I know which one I want to add. And on top of that, hell, it's going to be a long shot. But if I ever get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm painting Lionel Johnson, like, on stream. I have a Lionel Johnson model. It was like the 5th or 6th model I ever bought. And I don't feel my skill is good enough to paint him. Is kind of where I stand. So yeah. So once we hit that point, that's when I'm like, okay, I know I'm good enough to do it. Not that I should put a number there, but it feels like, I guess, not that I feel good enough. It's an excuse to not paint him. I want to paint him, and I think I could paint him, like, decently right now. Hell, I painted a Norn Assimilator before I painted the line. And the Norn Assimilator is a more intricate model to paint. Actually, I'll grab it right now. Now that I think about it. Yeah, he's right over there. So, this is my Norn Assimilator that I painted up quite a few streams ago. And I still think I did a pretty good job with him. There's some parts I missed here and there, and eventually I do want to, like, build him the rest of his army and stuff like that. There was a lot of things that I have tested and experimented with this model. Like learning to do the edge highlight and shading and all that stuff on him was really fun to learn. And I want to make my own Hive Tyrant. I have another Norn that I bought because I want to turn it into a Hive Tyrant. Yeah, I want to turn it into a Hive Tyrant because that model's the Norn is way too cool not to be a leader of Tyranids. So I'm going to be making, like, my own Norn be a Hive Tyrant and use him. Paint is definitely starting to dry a little bit. I need to move up in color. We're going to add Wait, hold on. Are you talking about 5K in points or 5K in dollars? Oh, points. That's still a lot. Wait a minute, that's still a lot. I don't know the monetary value of all that, but I know it's a lot. Oh, that's the wrong thing to grab. God, I don't know if I have 5,000 points. I think I have like 3,000 or something points. He bought one single Warlord Titan? Oh, jeez. How big is a... Or, not how big. How expensive is a Warlord Titan? I looked it up. Aren't they like 1,000 something bucks? Are they really worth like 5K? I looked, like some are worth 2K points and stuff. Oh, jeez. Oh, so talking about Titans and all that stuff, I was looking at, or I was scrolling through, and it honestly does look like it's all resin and too. It's all resin stuff, but oh my lord. So that then brings me to what I was gonna say. If I ever get a Titan, okay. I plan on getting a Warlord Titan, but not an actual Warlord Titan. I want to buy the Knight model off of Joy Toy and use that as... I want to use that as a Titan instead. It's cheaper, and it's the correct size of a Titan. I say cheaper, it's still over 600 bucks. And I think it looks cooler. Valid move. Yeah. And if I really want to, I could just, like, paint it myself. I can spray paint it black and then paint my own, like, Titan that way. And if I really want to get technical with it, I could take off some of the arms and 3D print, like, other weapon arrays and do that instead. How's this looking? Let's throw it on the back of the guy real quick. Okay. I got a ways to go to get it looking proper. I bought the cheapest... Oh, wrong thing. I bought the cheapest airbrush I possibly could. I bought a $20 airbrush just to practice with and, like, feel how airbrushes work. I like it. Eventually, I do want to get a more expensive one, but I realized with how much I actually plan on using the airbrush for. I used it on a few models and that's it. I haven't used it since, and I probably should, but I use it inside and I have to make a whole box in front of my desk, and it's a pain to, like, set up the box and stuff, so I just haven't done that. Airbrushes are definitely the move when it comes to big stuff. When I build the Knight, I'm going to use an airbrush to paint it. Goodbye, Diego. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I would probably need to get one considering I bought like 15 vehicles today. Yeah, an airbrush is very useful for that. I've actually used an airbrush. I used an airbrush to paint up the blue on my Gladiator Lancer and on my Dreadnought Big Jim. I'm going to pop over to looking at stuff. I feel like when I'm listening to this music, I'm sitting on a beach sipping like a nice tropical drink. That's the feeling I need right now. It's getting cold where I live, and I don't like it. I don't dislike winter. I hate working in winter. It's not a fun thing for me. If I did winter hobbies outside, I wouldn't complain about it so much, but because I don't, I will be happy when I see snow on the ground, I will admit that. I always think it's beautiful and nice and gets me in a happy holiday mood. When I have to go out there and snowplow, it's when I really dislike it. I'm gonna just complain about it now. I will be fine. How do we look with that? That could be okay. Could even push up further with a some edge highlighting. Okay, when you say that, my instant thought is that you're from the South, because I've heard the South is so ill prepared for snow. Like, Texas got snow in a few places, which I understand. Texas's infrastructure is not set up for cold weather, so I fully understand. But it's funny being from like the Northeast and hearing how other states can't handle it. Be like, oh, that's hilarious. My father/boss told me we're getting like 14 inches of snow at some point, and I'm like, no, that can just fuck off. Sorry for my language again for anyone out there. I just, okay, I'm gonna shut this off, and yeah, that's pretty much where that needs to be. Next, I guess we'll work on the black. Black is going to be difficult. I'm not going to work with the gray. I guess I will use I'm going to use a mixture of black, and I think the brightest I'll go to is Deep Ocean. So that will be pretty good. I love when I'm as far northeast as you can get in the United States. My state is the furthest northeast you can get. I border Canada, but I'm on the western side of my state, is all I will give for description. I do be cautious with like what I say and like what people will say about themselves. Because, I mean, we're on the internet. Any little information we give out, someone's going to take and just kind of go from there. I'm 2 hours away from Mass. I'm like an hour away from the coast. Actually, a lot of people will come to the town that I'm staying in for a specific fair. I see koala and I assume Aussie. No, I'm the US of A. Okay, what do I need? I need the black. I'd like to visit Australia. Australia would be cool. I actually, instead of Australia, I'd like to visit New Zealand and see where they filmed The Hobbit and stuff for Walking with Dinosaurs. Let's get this painted up. It's gonna be difficult with black. During the Civil War, the northern states were considered the Union. They were still a part of the original United States, and then the South was considered, I don't know what it was considered, but when most people talk about the Union, I think they're talking about northern states. I believe. I don't mind being corrected if I'm wrong. I mean, yes, but also, like, when I was gonna say with the northern state stuff, people have called like the northern section the Union and all that, but yes, the whole US is a union. I mean, we have United in our name. You know, when you say that statement, I don't think there's any one great state in general. I think as a whole, we need to look and like be pretty good and all that, if that makes sense. I think there, like, every state has something that it's the best at or that people love about it. Everyone will say like their state is the best and all that. And you know what? Some parts are right, some parts are wrong. I know not everyone will agree with me on that, but I think people just need to be... We just gotta realize that we're all one country here. Texas would be a cool place to visit, but I don't know if I'd ever be welcome in Texas. Well, Okay, I say that statement just for one reason. My ex is from Texas. So that's like the only reason why I don't think I'd be welcome in Texas. Europe is so nice. I've been to Ireland twice, and I've been to France once, and both are beautiful countries. I mean, there's good and bad about both of them, I will say. I love traveling and seeing the history of them. With that being said, well, actually, I don't know where I was going to go with that. Dang, adding just that, like, black-gray mixture has already made it look better than just the contrast on top. Summertime. I am going to have to go in with, like, a smaller brush and make everything look a little bit more clean, I think. I am okay with most things in life, I will say. I'm not a big sport fan, I will say. The only sport I enjoy is the one where people take medieval weapons and beat each other with them. I don't follow it, but I love watching the videos of it. I think it's called like Brew Her or something like that. It's a fun one to watch. I'd love to take part in joining one at some point, but I need to like actually like go to the closest club and join it. Summertime. Yes. That is exactly what I'm thinking of. It's an interesting sport to watch. There's a group like an hour away that I think meets up and stuff, and I've wanted to join them for like a couple years now. I just never took the time to do it. Maybe this year I should actually take the time and go to the gym and join them. I think it'd be good for me. I think we have to go in with some actual like black and do that. It looks like I know it's gonna be painful, but it looks like so much fun. I think it'd be really cool if I got into the sport and I was able to. I think it'd be really cool to make my own armor and weapons for it. Because I used to do a bit of blacksmithing. I haven't done it in like over a year, I think. I have everything still like somewhere to do it. I just haven't had the chance to do any. This is the important part, that I don't touch the blue that I just worked up. What's up, Leaf Lizard? Welcome to stream. Good to have you here. I'm actually going to take some of this proper black. And I think hit a few spots that probably should stay black. Oh, come on. Why am I being kind of finicky about it? I know there's some parts. There we go. Let's see if I can actually touch inside the hook. Yeah, got that. And now we'll go over to the gray blue here. Touch up the fingers. Oh, my eyes are starting to get a little fuzzy. Oh no, wait, so it's 10. Damn. 3 hours really just kind of flew by. I think I can push it a little bit further though. Okay. Really just focusing on the armor, but is that about the right? I think so. Goodbye. Okay, okay. This is kind of the way to go with the gray, or with the black armor. I'll probably switch to a different color at some point to mix in as well, but adding a dark blue has actually been kind of a positive to it. I will take that recommendation as well. I'm also interested. How's it going? Hi, Hal. I hope you're having a good evening or morning wherever you are. Are you just waking up, or are you like trying to go to bed? Because it's 4 a.m. for you, man. I'd tell you to get some sleep. But if you're just waking up to start your day, best of luck to you. Get some sleep, my guy, or whatever you identify as. I don't know. I don't even know. I just use it as like a non-binary thing. It's just the first thing that pops in my head. Anyway, if you haven't gotten sleep yet and you're tired, get some sleep. But you are your own person. You do what you want. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy that. I got a friend that is living over in Austria. I mean, he's here in the U.S. until like end of the month, but he's staying over in Austria, and he stays up until like 1 to 3 in the morning. He works in a kitchen, so he has like late night, so he doesn't get back until really late at night, and then he'll like stay up and game with us until he almost falls asleep. I tell him that if he's tired, go to bed, but he wants to stay and chat, and I don't blame him. It's time zones are tough when you got friends all over the place. Okay. Clean this off. And then we are going to take a look at him. I do still got to do his base and all that. But I'm mostly focused on this. Let's get this turned. It's hard to see with the black armor, but we are getting some new light definition and stuff. Is there... Do I turn like that? Yeah, I think I gotta turn it like directly upward. I'm trying. The shadows are tough. Wow, that's right in my eyes. Well, we got the cloth pretty well close to done. I think I can do a little bit more to it. And the armor, I can definitely keep going and get a bit further and further. I feel like I need to add in another color, though. Although it's not terrible where it's at. Could push it with some edge highlighting. Okay, let's mix up another batch of this bluish gray. Let's see how that looks. Oh, there's a lot of paint on this brush. Let's see if I get that spread out. Damn, they got really on there thick. No, I am painting a custom Space Marine chapter. I made my own custom Space Marine chapter, and I run them as 2 separate colors. My first company. Yeah, my first company is kitted in black armor with the blue cloth. I stole that from another homebrew someone else did called the Seraphim of the Abyss. I was going to paint a army in as them, but then I also had so many other things I liked as well and I wanted to do, and I kept going back and forth. So eventually, I came up with my own color scheme, being this blue, orange, and green lensed marine with the silver for the trim and stuff like that. And I decided for first company, because I still love it, I am using that chapter's company for, or that person's stuff for my own. So when I do talk about it, I want to give credit to the original artist, because he came up with a very cool design that I loved very much. And that part of me will, or definitely, it's its own lore, it's its own thing. I just like the color scheme, so I just did my own. Or I just kind of copied it. I am very much a fan of this scheme as well. This might actually be like final color mix I throw down? And as for what I am doing specifically, I will just explain. I know I have for so many other people. I'm taking part in a crusade at my local game store, and I have kit bashed and created my own captain with relic shield. So initially I was running this guy, who is still my favorite model out there. I love him to death. He will always have my #1 spot. He grew so much in the crusade that he needed his own unique model to show for. I wanted to make my own like custom chapter master as well at some point, and I was hoping to like get the chapter master rank at some point during the crusade, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but with his upgrades and stuff, it just worked. It's worked out that I can make my own. So he runs in combat a hammer and sword, because like I gave him a relic that is from the Dark Angels book that's really good against monster and vehicles. So the hammer is that relic weapon, and the sword is his sword that he's had from the very beginning. It's got the upgrade brutal and precision on it, so it's able to kill characters, which he has killed a few characters himself. Yeah. I do apologize about the lighting. I know it's a little bit iffy, but here's a close-up. I've worked just this stream doing all the blue cloth, the sword blade, and I'm currently working on the armor. I will, after I'm done with that stuff, work on the hammer, all the paper, and the leather. And I've been very impressed with myself. I initially painted that captain for... I painted this captain up for our competition I did on Instagram, which I have one if you want to go check out. But to also add on to your comment, just do it. I was scared to kit bash this fully. I thought I was going to do so bad. It's actually the Emperor's Champion legs and arms with Master Lazarus pauldron there, and chest part, and then it's the backpack of the Emperor's Champion. So I've been very happy with it. I also know this is the last song in the playlist, and an ad will play once it's done. I have 1 minute. I'm interested how this chat gets set into the bottom left. What do you mean by that? Like, just how I have it set up? The closest official Warhammer store for me is an hour away, but there's a game store that sells Warhammer that's 30 minutes away. So I kind of lucked out there. You said that you have worked on some more Inferno stuff, but I haven't like checked out anything that you've posted or said about yet. I've just been busy. Oh, I'm doing this all on OBS, and I'm just using a browser that takes YouTube chat and makes it appear. I forgot what other website I'm using to like change. Oh, hold on, and pause. I need to cut that and let that play so that can be done. I gotta look up that website again. Like that changes the text and everything. Come on. There we go. You know what? This kind of feels like a good time to call it a little bit too. There we go. Yeah, I'm just using OBS for like a lot of my stream stuff. I need to do some tweaking to put some upgrades and all that stuff, but with that all being said, I'm tired and I'm going to call it a night. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I was happy to have you guys here and all that. I got a little spiel that I'm going to say, so just bear with me with that. If you like what you see here and you want to be part of the community and all that stuff, I have a Discord in my channel description. It's completely free to join. Also, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and all that. Oh, wow. And if you also want to show more support to the channel, at least see things get upgraded and new stuff like that, I have a Ko-Fi account that you can donate to. But with that all being said, you don't have to do that. Just having you here to hang out, chat with, or just lurk and watch is more than enough. It's always a pleasure to meet everyone that has been here before and that's new and coming in and all that. So, with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.